I hope you're having as much fun as I am with this whole process. Anyways, while counseling Italian Americans, it's important to be mindful of what is most important uh, to them, to your client. And that goes for any client, really, not just Italians, but um, and what what tends to be most important to Italian Americans is family. Family and loved ones. Doesn't have to be a blood relative. Um, just someone, just anyone who that individual loves will be at the top for them. Another thing to keep in mind is how passionate Italians tend to be, and that can be positive and negative. Um, Sometimes it just goes in the other direction where there'll be some things said that they don't really mean about people that are close to them, and it's important to keep in mind not to to be supportive of that, but don't offer your own negative opinions about that person's loved one. For example, if I were to go off about my sister, she says something or does something that bothers me, and I just go on a rant. It's okay if I do it because I love her, and you know that's just me venting. If therapists were to offer their own opinion about her that I felt was negative, I would be very defensive, and I wouldn't like it, and I don't think many Italian Americans would if if a therapist said something about someone close to them. Um, because there's that loyalty to the family, and I don't know. I keep looking out to the side. I'm sorry. I'm spent after how long this is taking. Um, Technology. What else? What else? What else? Yeah. So the passion and negative. One thing is, mothers are completely off limits. Um, you don't talk about my mother. Seriously, don't. Um, Food is also important. It's kind of cliche, and it gets kind of irritating the way it's portrayed in the media. But it's kind of stereotyped for a reason. Food is important. That's important to keep in mind as a counselor. If an Italian client brings you food, don't don't take it any other way except that it's a token of appreciation. Um, if I were a client, I brought you food. It would be it would be a thank you. I'm not asking you to be my best friend or whatever. I'm not gonna start turning into Bob Wiley from What About Bob. Just if you don't want the food, accept it, throw it out. Um, I know there's a whole gray area with the code of ethics of accepting gifts, but uh, I would say, I guess some Italians could use that in a manipulative, there's a manipulative way. Um, not all Italian Americans are just, obviously not all good people, but you know, use your judgment. For the most part, it's pretty harmless. Um, Another thing to keep in mind is Italians have a lot of pride. Uh, we don't like to ask for help for anything, whether it has to do with us emotionally, physically, things around the house. We would like to fix them ourselves, and if we ask for help, it's a last resort. So if you have a client come to you who's Italian American, probably a pretty low point and very sensitive at that time. And also, to go along with that is make sure that, well, with anyone, to be genuine. If you try to act the way you think that the client wants you to act, I mean, you're eventually going to be yourself at some point after a few sessions. And if it turns out that you were faking in the beginning, you just lost all respect and trust, and your client's not going to stick with you. And, you know, Italian Americans, at least with my family, go through doctors. Just, I don't know. I don't even have a metaphor for it. Go through a lot of doctors. And what's funny is it's never our fault. With you know, it's never an issue with us why we don't like the doctor. It's usually that the doctor's an idiot. I've heard that so many times from my grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles. Changed doctor after the doctor was an idiot. Didn't know what he was talking about. Didn't know what she was talking about. She was awful. She was an idiot. He was an idiot. So, if you have an Italian American client come to you, they never come back after one session, you were probably an idiot to them. Don't take offense. It's just kind of the way I tend to operate. But yeah, it's pride in just being defensive. You know, a lot of people in my family don't think that there's anything wrong with them. Hence the idiot thing. You know, it happens with waitresses, waiters, all that. Everyone's an idiot. That sounds really bad. I don't really think everyone's an idiot. Just if anything goes wrong. But yeah, it's going to be a last resort for the most part. I know a lot of family members that really should go to counseling that don't, because of the pride factor. I've done this so many times. I try to keep this fresh for myself because I get bored repeating myself over and over again. But I see that altogether it's been over 10 minutes. Well, I just want to thank everyone for a great semester. It was fun interacting with you on my favorite thing right now, technology. I'm sure I'll see most of you in future endeavors. I'm just kind of dragging this out right now. I hate goodbyes. I never know how to end, but I don't know. Definitely have to say goodbye. So I want to thank all of you, those of you who stuck through this whole video, all the parts. Good job. This is weird. I'm looking at the camera. Everything's backwards. But yes, thank you, and I am sure I will see you all at some point. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.